Today, Intel's raising prices, EVGA selling a 4090, tons of RX 7900 cards coming, the 7900 series gets some insane clocks, and Nvidia Scared? Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, it looks like Intel could soon raise prices for their motherboards just like AMD did with their AM5 boards. According to a new report originally from IT Home and later reported by Tom's Hardware, Intel's upcoming B760 chipset will be receiving a price hike. Unfortunately, we don't know too much about their next-gen chipset except for a configuration change between PCI Express Gen 3 and Gen 4. PCI Express 3.0 lanes will be going from 8 to 4, but PCI Express 4.0 will go from 6 to 10. Other than that, they're apparently set to launch early next year. According to the report, the price hike will be over 10% more than the previous generation. And given Intel's B series boards are more of their entry-level boards versus, say, the Z series, this means a higher level of entry into the Intel ecosystem. This was obviously a big issue with AMD's Ryzen 7000 cards and their AM5 boards. We'll just have to see how this affects sales. But first, it's not too late to pick up the ultimate gift for your loved ones. It's the gift that lasts forever with today's sponsor, Brilliant, the online learning platform that was made to teach the STEM field, and that includes computer science. And they're the place I recommend for anyone wanting to learn more about computers. They have some amazing courses from computer science fundamentals to even neural networks, so you can learn about AI and how exactly computers learn. There's really a ton of courses, but that's not even the best part. What makes Brilliant so amazing is that they teach you by actually getting you to do it yourself. And they do it with fun, interactive puzzles that they start small and slowly build on to teach a subject. This lets you learn how it actually works instead of just memorizing things. And you can try them out for free today when you visit brilliant.org/gamermeld. Plus the first 200 of you who sign up will get 20% off the annual premium. So don't wait and visit brilliant.org/gamermeld today. Next up for today, with EVGA's recent departure from the GPU market, there's been a pretty big hole left to fill. And while no other AIB partner will likely fill it anytime soon, the company has decided to auction off an EVGA 4090. The auction was first held on eBay, but they ran into issues. Instead, they're now auctioning it off on their forums with the proceeds going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So far, the auction has gotten up to an unbelievable $9,200, and there's still a few days left to go, with the end on December 16th. If you're interested in placing a bid, they have a sign-up form on the listing, but as of now, it looks like they're having issues with their servers. Either way, it's clear that gamers are very much missing EVGA. Next up, AMD's RX 7900 series has finally been released, and if you're interested in picking one up, I'll have affiliate links down in the description below. So far, the XT models are still available, but the XTX models do seem to be sold out most places. With that said, I do have some good news. According to a new tweet from HardOCP's Kyle Bennett, AMD is planning to ship a ton of GPUs. In fact, according to the tweet, which he claims was verified from multiple sources, AMD is set to ship over 200,000 RX 7900 XT and XTX GPUs in Q4. Now, some people have taken this to mean on launch, but according to this, AMD will have 30,000 reference cards available for launch. The over 200,000 is for the whole of Q4, and what that means is that more cards should be coming, and soon, especially given the fourth quarter is almost over. So if this is right, we can expect more supply very soon. That, or it may have been pushed back slightly to early next year. Either way, that's more cards than Nvidia has shipped until mid-November, so that's definitely a ton of GPUs. Time will tell if stock gets better over the next couple of weeks. Next up, while talking AMD's RX 7900 series, it looks like the GPUs get some insane overclocking performance. For starters, in a review of Asus's 7900 XTX Tough OC GPU by Tech Power Up, they were able to get an average GPU clock of 3.2 GHz. Of course, that's an average because, like we've seen in the past, changing the clocks on AMD's newer GPUs won't actually put it at that clock. Instead, it's a range. The reason is because it'll only do what it can recommend given the headroom. It's sort of annoying given you expect the clocks to do what you tell it, but that's how it is. Also, according to Tech Power Up, changing the sliders on the reference cards won't do anything. In fact, it apparently hurt performance for them, and that's because AMD's reference cards don't have a lot of headroom with their two 8-pin connectors. But when you get to custom cards like the Asus Tough OC, where you get 3 8-pin connectors, things get better, and that's how they got right at 3.2 GHz. What's wild is that with it, Tech Power Up actually got some pretty nice performance increases. I'm talking in Cyberpunk 2077, they got a performance boost of over 10%. Not only that, but a Twitter user actually shared a screenshot of them getting upwards of 3.5 GHz clocks. It was with the 7900 XT, not the XTX. Now, they did claim that those clocks don't work well at gaming, but even there, they were looking at 3.2 GHz. Basically, AMD's RX 7900 series are clearly capable of getting to over 3 GHz and beyond. And lastly for today, Nvidia looks to be freaking out over AMD's RX 7900 series release. Because the same day reviews dropped, Nvidia's product manager Sean Pelletier tweeted a comparison between the number of driver releases for gamers. As you can see, in 2021 and 2022, Nvidia has released far more WHQL certified drivers than Intel or AMD. And they actually made a similar jab at AMD earlier this year with a video on their game-ready drivers. Back to the tweet, they also claim far more supported games than either AMD or Intel. In fact, according to this, Nvidia supports more than AMD and Intel combined, and has more certified drivers than AMD and Intel combined as well. With that said, this obviously isn't the whole story, as the number of drivers don't really say much. They don't tell you how fast a game will be, or even how well it'll perform. And as Tom's Hardware points out, Nvidia has been forced to release multiple hotfixes over the past year for major bugs and glitches. Plus, while AMD doesn't have as many certified drivers, they have far more drivers overall. Still, this does show the support Nvidia provides for their products, but it also shows that Nvidia is clearly worried about AMD's RX 7900 cards, and potentially even Intel given they included them as well. Hopefully it'll force the company to lower prices. So while that does it for today, what do you think about AMD's RX 7900 series? Down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out Brilliant at brilliant.org/gamermelt. And as always, have a great day.